here on UBC TV this Tuesday, the 16th day of September 2025. But first, let's have a look at our top stories.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Support to Toro Kingdom, agriculture and youth empowerment. President Yoweri Museveni urges engineers in Africa to build a modern science-led society. Parliament tasks government to generate and implement bilateral labor agreements to protect Ugandan migrant workers within the UAE. And the Democratic Party rolls out the final list of party members vying for the party flag as members of Parliament.
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. In sign language, it is Sayobo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Edward Kijana Ngoma. In our first story, President Yoweri Museveni has pledged his full support to Toro Kingdom's ambitious agricultural and youth empowerment programs, describing them as a timely intervention to transform livelihoods at the grassroots level. The President was meeting His Majesty King Oyo Nyimba Kabambe Guru Rukidi IV and his delegation at State House Entebbe on Monday, September 15th, 2025. The Toro royal family was represented by Queen Mother Bestke Mgisa Akiki and Princess Ruthko Muntale Akike. Others in attendance were the Toro Kingdom Prime Minister, Right Honorable Calvin Armstrong Ruomide, and senior government officials, including the Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs, Honorable Balamu Barugahara. Presenting the Kingdom's vision, Prime Minister Ruomide outlined a robust plan targeting Toro's 9 counties with agriculture and youth-centered programs. The initiative includes the establishment of coffee and cocoa nursery beds, demonstration gardens and hatcheries in all 9 counties. President Yoweri Museveni has formally received credentials from 3 new ambassadors designate to Uganda, pledging stronger bilateral cooperation with Ireland, France and Thailand in areas of education, infrastructure, security, trade and social-economic transformation. The new envoys include Margaret Gaynor of Ireland, Virginie Leroy of France and Morakot Jenmathukon of Thailand. In his meeting with Ireland's ambassador-designate Gaynor, President Museveni emphasized Uganda's ongoing commitment to women's empowerment and girl-child education as critical pillars for the country's development. On economic development, Mr. Museveni underscored Uganda's strategy of driving social economic transformation through 4 key sectors: commercial agriculture, manufacturing, services, and ICT. Ambassador Gaynor, who succeeds His Excellency Kevin Colgan, brings wide diplomatic experience, having served as Deputy Head of Mission and Cooperation at the Embassy of Ireland in Tanzania. She was accompanied by her spouse, Jean-Louis Brady, among others. President Museveni also welcomed back Virginie Leroy, France's new ambassador-designate, who previously served in Uganda between 2014 and 2019. The President commended France for its role in training the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, in mountain warfare, which he described as vital for strengthening national security. Ambassador Leroy said she was delighted to return to Uganda. The President also, on the same day, received credentials from Jenmathukon, Thailand's new ambassador designate to Uganda. Discussions between the President and Ambassador Jen Mathukon focused on strengthening diplomatic and economic relations between Uganda and Thailand, with emphasis on trade, investment and cultural cooperation. To other news now, and President Yoweri Museveni has urged engineers in Africa to build a modern science-led society which prioritizes science, technology and innovation for the growth and development of the African continent. This was contained in his speech delivered by the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Anita Among, at the official opening of the 11th African Engineering Week and 9th African Engineering Conference held in Uganda at Speak Resort, Munyonyo. We have more in this story.
Hundreds of delegates from over 20 countries across Africa and beyond have gathered in Kampala to open opportunities for cross-border collaboration, knowledge sharing, technology transfer, resource mobilization across the continent in the field of engineering. The 11th UNESCO Africa Engineering Week and the 9th African Engineering Conference, hosted by the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers, aims at bringing together engineers, academics, industry leaders, policymakers, students and innovators.
Honorable Minister, where our engineering professionals, our innovators come up with all the ideas, but the take-up is not there, such that some of them end up selling their solutions out of the continent and being exploited. And that is something we ought to protect.
We extend our request to His Excellency such that our flagship project of the Technology House will come to life.
Representing the President at the official opening of the event was the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, who first toured the stalls of exhibitors, who showcased the different innovative and technological displays. In his message read by the Speaker, President Museveni implored the tremendous role played by engineers in Africa.
I recognize the critical role engineers play in this world and in this country. They play a role in human development and advancement.
Museveni furthermore urged engineers in the continent to establish a modern-led science, innovative and technology-driven society during this fourth stage of industrial revolution.
And the society itself must metamorphose into a middle-class, skilled working class one, running a fully monetized economy of our four sectors of commercial agriculture, industries, science, and ICT, in addition to the public service, that is government departments.
According to the day's exhibitors, there is a stronger push to integrate STEM education, innovation, capacity building, and participation of younger engineers and women.
I'm very happy, first of all, to attend this as a woman engineer, but also as somebody who advocates for girls to join engineering. So we at FAWE Uganda, we are so much for anything STEM because we are promoting girls to join the STEM world so much. Currently, we have an ongoing scholarship by the MasterCard Foundation where we are supporting 700 girls annually and a total of about 1,800 girls.
Meanwhile, Randy Water, a South African water utility, and Uganda's National Water and Storage Corporation have signed a memorandum of understanding to enable both countries benchmark from each other.
To be able to work together to help our sister companies, water utilities, where we think that will be promoting South-to-South cooperation. So it's a very important document, it's a very important cooperation, and I'm very happy we have signed it today.
What we have noticed is that as a continent, in terms of sustainable development goals, South Africa and of course, both North and South is lagging behind in terms of the achievement of those goals. We believe that through this partnership, we'll be able to deal with water and sanitation to achieve the 2030 Millennium Development Goals.
The opening ceremony was attended by speakers from the East African member states, representatives from Africa, EALA members, ministers from Uganda and across, among other delegates from Africa and beyond. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
To the August House now, where Parliament has tasked Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Minister of Internal Affairs and others to generate and implement bilateral labour agreements that curb exploitation of Ugandan migrant workers, especially in the United Arab Emirates and other countries. Now, this follows a disturbing investigative report by the BBC which showed Ugandan girls who lost their lives through sexual exploitation and sex trade in Dubai. Legislators attribute this to the high rates of unemployment among the youth. Take a watch.
Or air tickets or your visa.
This week, the media, especially social media, carried a disturbing video attributed to BBC of some Ugandan girls who allegedly died as a result of sex trade and exploitation in Dubai. This has left many in disbelief and dissatisfaction, citing that government is accountable.
Can we see government begin to take steps to protect these Ugandan citizens? Because you see, a number of them go through these firms that are registered by you, government. They export them, externalize them to wherever, and then they end up in this confusion. We want to see action. But most...
This BBC, this is a story that is on social media. And the man has actually been saying he's untouchable, that he's the police, he's the embassy, he's everything. And this is a Ugandan who has been doing this.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taibwa, emphasized the gravity of the situation, calling upon government to investigate the matter and hold those involved accountable.
We need to reopen that debate. We look into the issues, the plight of our Ugandan workers, especially the girls who need much more protection. Ugandan migrant workers, especially those who are in the Middle East. But what we would need is more of action.
A call for comprehensive bilateral labour agreements to provide protection to Ugandan migrant workers was also made, since the levels of unemployment are still high among the youth.
The bigger issue we need to resolve as a country that we need to work hard towards is finding a remedy to youth unemployment. The 2024 population and...
That the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must come out and explain where is the delay in negotiating enforceable bilateral labor agreements. This is one of the critical areas we need to address. Because with enforceable bilateral agreements, like other countries have done, for example, Philippines, our nationals would be protected while abroad.
Government says investigations into the BBC report are underway, with Workers MP Abdul Biakatonda assuring Parliament that urgent action will be taken in regard to workers' bills.
So government is already in action in terms of investigating the matter and making sure that we prevent this to happen even to other Ugandans.
The Labour Externalization and Management Bill 2024, and we have done vigorous research with a number of economies, including the Filipinos, and the bill really requires us to move, so that at least your chair can grant us leave to ensure that at least the bill moves.
Rebecca Nantongo, Daniel Mugoya, Parliament.
I'm going to allow you for it.
The Democratic Party, DP, has rolled out the final list of party members vying for the party flag as members of Parliament in preparation for the 2026 elections. DP President General Norbert Mao advised aggrieved party members to avoid misunderstandings with the party and promised to demand costs from the court case DP won against them following a court judgment in the party's favour. He also distanced himself from claims of a possible coalition with the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC.
The complete list of nominated candidates is going to be made public within this week. That is for the local councils. Thereafter, we shall publish the list of those who are going to vie for Parliament. I want to talk about some developments in terms of the differences we have in the party. First, a political party is an association of those who agree. I don't know why people want to go to a political party in order to disagree. The cases that don't exist, they have nothing to waste court's time. This time we are going to ask those who have been suing the party to pay costs. We have always been forgiving them. And to discuss whether Mao and DP will support Nandala Mafabi so that Mao becomes a member of parliament. Chechipia. I have already been an MP.
The National Unity Platform NUP Secretary General David Lewis Rubongoya, together with the leader of opposition in Parliament, Joel Senyonyi, and other aspirants, appeared for vetting at the party headquarters at Makere, Kavli. The NUP leaders, including Joel Senyonyi, said they were ready to represent their constituencies in Parliament.
David Lewis Rubongoya, who is contesting for Kampala Central MP, explained the vetting process, assuring the people of Kampala what he intends to deliver when elected.
Mpita abanesunze bampa buwagizi naye era njagala kubasaba bagende maaso n'okunneesiga tisobola bakiikirira nga bwe mbagambye obunaanyizibwa bwa member of parliament buba bwa mirundi ena nga bwe mumanyi ekisooka mu luzungu babiyita appropriation.
Dr. Roy Semboga denied allegations of not being a NUP member.
Gwenkola sikola gwa kibiina, mulimu gwenkola sikola gwa Kyagulanyi, mulimu gwenkola sikola gugo, guno mulimu gukola gwa ggwanga. Era ovunaanyizibwa Kyagulanyi akutte pati yagizanye era ebisa azanye eyiye, banawole muzanye eyammwe, nange nkola ki? Zanye eyange.
NUP spokesperson Joel Senyonyi clarified that they have the capacity to serve but warned that the committees bade aspirants to come with their supporters. Meanwhile, two aspirants for the Kampala Woman MP seat, Shamim Malende and Zahara Luirika, remained confident of the process.
batubuuza ekintu kyogenda okiikirira oba okimanyi so n'olw'ensonga eyo mbakakasa nti ebibuuzo ebyo bye bambuuzizza
kyaffe kitambulira bwerufu era ekyo kye tukisuubiramu era ekibiina kyaffe kiwuliriza amaloboozi ga bannayuganda ne bannakampala kaakati ekibuuzo kyandibadde nti ekibiina bwe kimala okuwuliriza amaloboozi ga bannakampala nga bagamba twagala Shamim Malende ne kikola ekirala esebe egenda kuzzaako ki.
Elias Nalukola advised fellow aspirants to remain focused on the reason they joined the race.
Yasaanidde mu kiseera ekyo bwe baba tebakuwadde siggwa ow'ekiseera ekyo oyinza okuba omulimu gw'oyagala bakutume nga siggwa agusaanidde mu kiseera ekyo bamugumiikiriza n'ekibiina kigenda kutuma omulimu omulala.
This was the second day of NUP's vetting process.
Now, one of the contestants in the race for Publicity Secretary on the National Resistance Movement Entrepreneurs League, Esther Najemba, has stepped down following guidance from the party chairperson and President General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The NRM Central Executive Committee elections are slated for the 18th of September 2025.
It was at the recent National Resistance Movement SEC elections at Kololo Grounds where confusion marred the race for positions on the Entrepreneurs League, leading to a stalemate that left the leadership structure incomplete. The party's National Executive Committee later resolved to handpick Mr. Hassan Basaja Balaba as chairperson of the Entrepreneurs League and asked his former competitors to take up the remaining positions.
Just came to inform my supporters and my voters and all the delegates of the entrepreneurs that I'm stepping down because there is some directives came from the chairman of the party. By the time they were negotiating about the position of chairman, the other opponents, they put their terms and conditions, and one of the terms and conditions was that as they have given chairmanship to Basajja Balaba, for them also they had their people whom they want to share other positions.
Esther Najemba's withdrawal follows promises that the aspirants would meet the NRM chairperson and president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to present their position.
Condition was we are going to meet the president because the directive he gave that after compromising on those positions, he's going to meet us. And I will call you people when I come back from meeting the president. And I will inform you what we have agreed on. And I thank you, I continue to thank you for your support, for everything, for your airtime, for everything you have done. And I want to thank the ladies who are supporting me.
The party is now preparing to fill 2 pending positions on the Central Executive Committee, the Youth Representative seat, which fell vacant after the NRM Tribunal nullified Colin Stanga's election, and the entrepreneurs posts that all awaits pronouncements by the NRM Electoral Commission.
This was a very fair ruling. In the circumstance, they did a good job. And I want to, for avoidance of doubt, Tanga Colin is my son. He's my second born. That one is not denied. Election is an event. Life and relationship, my son, is a process. I have no problem with the tribunal ruling. What they say is what we shall do.
According to the NRM Electoral Commission, only accredited party delegates at district level will participate in the vote scheduled for 18th September.
Rebecca Nantongo reporting there. Let's now take a short break and we'll be returning with much more.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty that you can only find here, in the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking, to the taste of food that takes you on a journey, in the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth, in the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Explore Uganda, the pearl of Africa.
The Uganda Cooperative Alliance invites cooperators and the general public to the National Cooperative Conference 2025 on Thursday, 18th September at Kololo National Celebration Grounds to celebrate our achievements to date. The conference will be graced by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, as chief guest. The highlight will be the launch of the National Cooperative Savings and Credit Society Limited, a precursor to the National Cooperative Bank. Come one, come all.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. A warm welcome to those of you just joining us. Now, about 100 soldiers from the Uganda People's Defense Forces and Rwanda Defense Forces have graduated at the Uganda People's Defense Forces College of Logistics and Engineering in Magamaga, Mayuge District. These have completed training in logistics and basic arms management courses. The ceremony was officiated by the Dean of Studies, National Defense College, Brigadier Kefa Nango.
Ready to be passed out after successfully completing the course. For Basic Arms Management Course Intake 4, a total of 54 non-commissioned officers from various UPDF units reported for the course. Out of the 54, one is a female student. And out of the 54, one was discontinued due to disciplinary grounds. So today I present to you the 53 graduates that successfully completed the course. Course durations are Logistics Staff Course and Basic Arms Management courses were opened on 8th May 2025.
Dear graduates, I am confident that the skills and knowledge you have gained through this course will be a valuable asset to you and to your respective organizations. Guest of honor, sir, I request you to convey my appreciation to UPDF leadership for its continued support in fostering our professional growth through training. Therefore, I'm looking forward to continuing expanding our military cooperation between our two sister armed forces. Health. There is an outbreak of the Congo Crimean fever, so we must be careful in the way we interact and the way we behave. The health services are trying much to do what they can, but we must be aware. So as you graduate and go home, must be careful. The precautions have been given. Let's stand by those and try to minimize the occurrence of these things, especially in an institution like this one, where we can't avoid being together. The officers and the NCOs will know that training is part of the job description. An officer, an NCO, whatever else, whatever other role he will be playing is first and foremost a trainer, a mentor. So I'll urge you to spread what you have learned here to the others you will be working with. I'll stop here. I'll congratulate you again. I thank the the Commandant and the staff for conducting the course successfully. I thank the DA Rwanda for being present at this occasion. 2, 1, 0.
Now, Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited has come out to account for the rampant power blackouts in most parts of the country. The distribution company highlights that vandalism and illegal connections are the main drivers for electricity unreliability.
The Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited has attributed the constant power blackouts on the increased demand for electricity, which does not match with their daily responses.
Continue to experience, of course, the overloads as a result of the growing number of customers, which we want to speak to as an institution as a good problem, because we will appreciate that in the past dispensation, we used to procure transformers from abroad. Today, under the arrangement of government, under the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, UEDCL has been able to sufficiently give the business of manufacturing transformers to our local industries.
The ongoing network upgrading and replacement of overwhelmed transformers leads to planned power shutdown in different parts of the country, affecting people's businesses.
There, you need to appreciate that when we are investing in electricity, we don't invest when power is on. We switch off and we make good. Either we remedy or we replace. Now, from the month of May to date, we have been issuing out what we call planned shutdown notices.
UEDCL commits on the ongoing infrastructure revamp as it adjusts to achieve reliability of power.
The vice of vandalism is hitting us so hard, to the extent that even in the areas that we had known initially to have very reliable power supply, like Kololo, we have experienced about 5 cases of vandalism, especially on the underground cables. That's not a very small matter that we are joking through. We want you to appreciate that when the cables are vandalized, supply is interrupted. And of course, when supply is interrupted, you will not have power at your homes. We want you to bear with us. We have close to about 47,000 rotten poles that we inherited. And we are plowing in one by one to ensure that we don't entirely destabilize power supply, but we also want to ensure that the network looks robust enough to serve you.
The utility company continues to invite the public to utilize the available wait erasure window to legalize their power connection with the intention of minimizing electrocution and the rate of power unreliability. Cayenne Faith Abdul Nasir Wama for ABC.
To Karamoja region now, where the Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokere Steko, has applauded FIDA Uganda for strengthening women and girls' voices and promoting access to justice among the vulnerable Karimojong. Over 2,000 cases have been addressed by FIDA in the last 16 months across Karamoja sub-region by providing a vital lifeline to women and girls in search of justice.
In the Karamoja community, females have less rights to participate in any cultural traditions, making their lives hard for widows or orphans.
Some of them really exercise very irregular practices, hostilities. They are just their workers and no problem. When parents say your father dies, the properties just scattered.
The Royal Danish Embassy partnered with FIDA Uganda to support initiatives focused on promoting human rights, advancing gender justice, and improving access to legal aid in Karamoja. The initiative provides vulnerable women legal aid clinics, counseling services, mediation, and court representation, with particular focus on land and property rights.
2,400 cases that we have handled, achievements that we have been reporting to the funding partners have been through collaborative effort. We've worked very closely with the DPC. We've also worked with the judiciary to ensure
FIDA promotes peaceful settlement and dialogue for minor cases.
Justice. it expedites justice, it makes justice easily accessible for the people that are seeking it.
An elder from Nyatawi village, Moroto district, Martin Odongo, testifies that FIDA has created awareness at the grassroots to help many seek justice.
No, whenever anything in the community, through their what they call legal officers, they connect with them immediately. They know the pathways where to go. If they don't go to FIDA, they go to the police. Tremendously, FIDA has done quite a lot for us in Karamoja.
The Minister for Karamoja Affairs calls for unity among families.
To tell the women that we want your women to be empowered with information, how to live, and the same is also passed to the husband. That harmony is important. Build your families in a strong manner. A family to be there must be seen as a unit of its own. Whether one of them is not there or not, the family must be there to recognize their children. And FIDA is spearheading this, and I found that the people here have learned about it.
Beneficiaries share their success.
There is a lady, and she cannot inherit anything, and because their father is a man, he can inherit, because here in the FIDA Uganda, we received our help. At least my grandmother was given back her land. She has a smile in her face today.
About 60% of students in schools face mental health challenges. While officiating the Law Society Week at Kampala International University, held under the theme Mental Health Matters, Dr. Hilary Idemasu, president of the Uganda Association of Psychiatrists, emphasized the urgent need for schools to provide mental health services to address the rising cases among students.
This year's Kampala International University Law Students Society Week, themed Mental Health Matters, has been organized to raise awareness about the growing concern of mental health issues in schools, particularly among adolescent youth in universities.
With Mental Health Matters, it has been a call to every student, especially in the law students fraternity, to come and frontier this initiative towards the students community, especially the law students and other faculties.
One of the key matters is the mental health that we have decided to address as the School of Law. We wanted to make it our topic because mental health is becoming a pertinent issue in the universities. We have had many incidents of suicide. Actually, School of Law, we have experienced about two students were found dead. They committed suicide. So it became a concern, and it has been a public outcry that how can we help these students on mental health.
Major triggers of mental health challenges among university students include poor parental upbringing, peer pressure, stress, and depression.
Tuition, first of all, they always get challenges of tuition because you can't do the final exams end of semester without paying tuition. Now, when they see that the parents at home have failed to get the tuition, the student will go definitely into depression. The university will say, no, you're not sitting the exam. The student wants to study. Some of them, along the way, they lose parents, they lose their guardians, and that one becomes a stressing factor.
Schools need to provide mental health services like counseling and guide students in managing such conditions.
Therefore, universities and schools in general should actually have mental health programs and mental health experts within the universities who are able to, one, spread the word, but also have time for these students when they do have mental health issues that they need to take care of. But also to try to make the environment mental health friendly. Create messages that are destigmatizing mental health, but also creating an environment that is conducive for everybody, including students with mental health challenges.
Students at all levels are encouraged to seek advice from elders instead of resorting to isolation and suicide. Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire and Semambo Joshua for UBC.
The Minister for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Muyingo, has applauded the East African Quality Assurance Forum for upholding education standards in the region. The three-day forum harmonizes quality assurance systems for recognition of education qualifications.
Officials from national councils and commissions of higher education institutions across East Africa are in Kampala for the 14th East African Quality Assurance Conference. The chairperson of Chief Executive Officers of National Councils of Quality Education in East Africa, Mary Okakol, says the conference builds on the 2017 recommendations. The forum will reflect on maintaining, improving, and assessing the quality of higher education institutions, especially universities across the region.
Putting plans in place that will help attain quality education. Quality assurance becomes the cornerstone in higher education for ensuring that our institutions deliver programs that meet the needs of students, employers, and society. In the context of regional integration, harmonization of quality education plays a vital role.
State Minister for Higher Education Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo says over 2,000 staff have been trained in basic quality skills and the development of frameworks and guidelines that are now awaiting ministerial discussions and adoption into regional policy.
The Council of West Africa, the national commissions and the councils of higher education, and other bodies like the East African Higher Education Quality Assurance Network have made towards harmonization of quality assurance systems in the region.
This year's forum focuses on ICT and computer-based education, strengthening quality assurance systems, and advancing harmonization on higher education.
The idea of this conference and forum is to find ways and means of harmonizing the quality assurance systems in our East African partner states. This will make it easier to equate or recognize qualifications in the whole region, since we will have harmonized the quality of our education.
This process benefits from increased trade, expanded markets, and foreign direct investment, and of course the free movement of people.
The East African Quality Assurance Network is hosted by Uganda's National Council for Higher Education. Rebecca Nantongo, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
A new learning assessment conducted by Uwezo Uganda in collaboration with the People's Action for Learning PAL network has revealed that literacy remains a major challenge for children aged 5 to 16, despite encouraging results in numeracy. The nationwide study, carried out across 119 districts, aimed to evaluate foundational competencies in reading and mathematics through direct in-home assessments of learners. Crispus Arenitwe reports.
Each survey team visited approximately 20 households in each of the sampled enumeration areas per district, testing children using grade-appropriate reading passages and math problems. The findings indicate that while most children performed reasonably well in numeracy, many struggle with reading and comprehending texts suitable for their age and class level. This gap suggests that literacy development is still lagging behind despite access to formal education.
As you see, we have flowers, we have balls, pencils, and apples. But they're asking you, among these objects, which of them are many compared to others? Nga bw'olaba wano bakulaze nti buliwa ebisinga kuba ebingi ku binne.
Some words are nice to pronounce.
Read all numbers as given. So you are going to read all these numbers loud. What is this number?
4.
This one?
1.
This one?
6.
This one?
9.
Then this one?
0.
In Mpigi district, where assessment was observed, Uwezo teams noted a significant improvement in learners' comprehension when text instructions and reading materials were delivered in local languages. Parents echoed this sentiment, suggesting that using mother tongues as the medium of instruction could help learners better grasp classroom content. You could tell the difference immediately when the Wezo teams switched to the local language the children understood.
Bamubuuzizza ebintu mu Luzungu ebyabadde nga biri ku level esooka wansi yabadde abitegeera ne bwe yayongeddeko mu maaso Oluzungu nga tabikwata naye nga mu Luganda yasobodde okubyogerako.
What I've analyzed that mainly the part of literacy or the part of reading, our children, they are there. They are still lacking some skills of answering these questions or these passages or these stories that needs comprehension. Like someone can read, can use some good accent, and then reads the passage, but to comprehend the message, and then at the end you ask maybe that boy, that girl, the question, can't comprehend.
In numeracy, some figures cannot be written well.
The assessment further underscores the importance of strengthening early grade reading programs and re-evaluating language policies in schools to enhance comprehension outcomes. Crispus, Adinitwe, UBC News.
We'll remain with the schools momentarily, but this time let's cross to Western Uganda, and of course the school term, the third school term began this week, but schools in the western districts of Bushenyi and Barara are still witnessing a low turn-up, as we learn from this story.
Despite the low turn-up at St. Kagwa Bushenyi High School, the students are optimistic ahead of the final promotional term.
I have to be very vigilant because the promotional term, yeah, and I am ready.
The school's Director of Studies, Seth Atwijukire, called upon parents that are for various reasons not able to send children to school to exploit all avenues in order for the learners not to miss much.
I think parents can send students here. Maybe if a parent is having a challenge of school fees, can come and we talk and we see how we can help them.
At St. Kana International School in Chamuhunga, Bushenyi District, the learners have already reported, despite challenges of school fees and scholastic materials.
Already at St. Kana International Secondary School, and all students have reported, and I'd like to call upon other parents outside there that you should bring your children and we start studying.
This is third term. As you see, we must be serious so that we can get promoted to other classes.
They can harvest a lot if they are serious. Concentrate, consult teachers, read hard, and remain determined. They reach there.
We also visited Ariana Junior School in Barra City, where the kids have reported back, though the turn-up is still low. The head teacher, Julius Musime, thanked government for allowing private ownership of education institutions, as well as providing a competent curriculum.
The government schools are not enough in the country compared to the population of children we have in the country. So when we come on board with the recommended policies, we are good to go.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo the super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo the smartphone nevi yakabibiona. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo the super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo the smartphone nevi yakabibiona.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
For 40 years, your trust has been our most valuable investment.
We have turned your savings into investments, delivering returns that grow with you.
We are driven by innovation, defined by convenience. So wherever life takes you, your fund is right there.
Mommy, look. Because we are in the business of changing lives today and shaping tomorrow.
Join us for the 13th annual members meeting.
Happening 22nd September 2025, starting at 9 a.m. live on TV and online to discover a steadfast performance guided by accountability and built on transparency. Visit www.nssfug.org/AMM 2025 to register your attendance. NSSF, a better life.
Honorable Fred Biamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the second phase of the 4-acre model campaign in Greater Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Nalweyo Primary School Playground, Behimba Road, on Saturday, 20th September 2025 at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants, and leaders from the districts that make up Greater Hoima, Greater Masindi, Greater Chibale, and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model, and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
The Uganda Cooperative Alliance invites cooperators and the general public to the National Cooperative Conference 2025 on Thursday, 18th September at Kololo National Celebration Grounds to celebrate our achievements to date. The conference will be graced by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, as chief guest. The highlight will be the launch of the National Cooperative Savings and Credit Society Limited, a precursor to the National Cooperative Bank. Come one, come all.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business, it is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Welcome back. It's time for business news now. The Uganda Insurance Brokers Association has partnered with APA Insurance and Holland Health to launch the international health insurance policy dubbed the APA International Health. This international insurance policy targets international employees and routine travelers with linked connections across different countries.
The APA International Health Insurance Policy has an initial premium of $75,000 per year and targets to cover international travelers and employees.
We are bringing health cover which will provide for a substantial support to the family when somebody is ill in the family. The limits that we are giving are up to 10 million Kenya, $10 million. Now the $10 million means it's a very substantial amount of cover for anybody who falls in. It's a worldwide cover.
Uganda Insurance Brokers Association and APA Insurance Company Limited and Holland insure to enhance health insurance for people while enhancing inclusion by observing safety and third-party response.
Someone can get this medical insurance product as an individual, as a family, or even as a company. Now, the beautiful thing is that underwriting is done locally through APA Insurance. You don't have to go to outside countries to get this product as it has been. Now, we have a local insurer who has this partnership with Holland, you can easily get your medical insurance product here, and you can consume it using the local medical providers, the hospitals, and also using the international medical providers outside Uganda.
The initiative includes a health application to monitor people's health, and some doctors are accessible online.
So we also give instant access to a teledoc. So you can, if you have a problem, you can go on the teledoc, and actually the teledoc will give you, you will be able to talk to the doctor online, and they will give you their diagnosis for you and what is the next step. You can even get your prescription online.
The mode of claim is essentially digital to ease access for distant claimants. The operations of the insurance companies are active in Asia, Europe, China, Africa, and beyond, enhancing inclusion.
We're bringing a high-end, benefit-rich, comprehensive plan with full evacuation, international covers, into a market locally. So we have a local partner, we work with APA, and we make sure that we work together with the local partners, the local service providers, to give a world-class health insurance product.
Insurance experts plan to utilize and enhance inclusion through sensitization and awareness drives. Komagum Rogers and Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC.
Ugandan young innovators have returned home from South Africa and received a hero's welcome at Entebbe International Airport.
They emerged from the general arrival lounge of Entebbe International Airport while returning from South Africa, where they represented Uganda at the World Robots Olympiad, becoming second.
We went to South Africa for the World Robotics Olympiad. Because at the World Robotics Olympiad, Uganda, we were the first runners up.
Where we have participated in two categories, the elementary and then junior. In elementary, it was a smart dispenser that was competing, and then junior, dog 247.
The innovations in robotics were so unique that the moment called for celebration.
The automatic dispenser uses a keypad, and you input what you want the dispenser to give you, and that's exactly what it gives.
So we are proud as parents, and we call on to all the other parents to make sure that they participate meaningfully and actively in the education of these young children.
This milestone making inevitable the drive to Olive School in Namugongo, where their story began and still continues. The reception from fellow pupils was amazing and memorable.
The children are getting used to the digital life, and the parents are also taking the same road because digital is the way to go.
To the school principal, Richard Omumwa, the journey towards securing a bright future for these children has just begun.
First of all, the human labor is reduced, and two, the pace at which things are done is a little higher, and then the efficiency is also great when we use IT.
As they await to present the same in November 2025 in Singapore, the idea resonates well with the Ugandan government's emphasis on competence-based learning. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Special Senior Presidential Assistant on Government Programs, Yiga Chisachamkama, has met with mechanics and garage owners in Kawempe Division to discuss ways of improving their livelihood. Take a watch.
Earlier, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni visited parts of the country to learn about the progress of government's PDM programs and how they have benefited the people, the challenges faced, and the gaps in the programs. The Special Senior Presidential Advisor on Government Programs in charge of monitoring, Igachi Sachamokama, met with border and motorcycle mechanics in Kawempe Division.
I am here to tell the public that His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda trusted me to lead
a group of mechanic and owners garages in the divisions of Kampala. His Excellency will invest in these younger boys and girls. One is going to buy for them land, 100 by 100. It will be in their names of that corporation or circle.
Chisacha Mukama advised them to form circles through which President Museveni can support them.
We are going to organize them and they have their circle, and the president will inject some money. Number two, we are going to give them powers of leadership, and I don't think these people will learn those groups. They will only be supervisors. Don't have a panic that these leaders will take over the project. No, their work is to oversee, but the leadership of learning this project will come from this mechanic.
He was accompanied by the political wing and security personnel who pledged their total support.
By thanking His Excellency, the President, for having really thought about the garage sector, the motor vehicle sector, and border sector. I want to thank him for the land he has promised to give them. I want to thank him for the circle that he has promised to invest in, over 1 billion shillings. I want to thank him for the tools that these people are lacking, that he's going to put very, very expensive tools.
I've given him hand to mobilize, to see that at least these boys and girls can achieve. At least they can also be economically empowered.
Currently, the president is willing to inject huge sums of money to ensure that we lift these guys.
Mechanics and garage owners in Nakawa division have been urged to form savings and credit cooperative organizations in order to benefit from government wealth creation programs.
The engagement is part of the ongoing government mobilization of urban groups to extend economic empowerment beyond rural areas.
And the politicians, they always name these projects as theirs. That's why I've warned everyone who think will take over this project. This project is in my hands with President and State House. No one will benefit when you are not a beneficiary.
Chisacha Mukama told the mechanics that President Museveni remains committed to supporting Ugandans who are organized and transparent in their operations.
Corruption does not start on we people who are working in the State House. The corruption starts to the one who gives, who receives, because they expect faster things. So these people, it can be easy to take their money by our fish. But me in this Kamela, I am the one going to lead this until the end. No one will be asked about where the money came from, where it's going to be taken, who's going to receive it. Because I know who's going to receive the what? The money. So corruption, you know, these politicians always now, they want to name these projects. That's when corruption comes. I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters who are here and who are watching me, President Museveni trusts me as a free corrupted man. Once you come for the corruption, I slap you.
Local politicians and security officials pledged to work with the mechanics to ensure a conducive environment for their businesses. The mechanics noted that forming circles will help them access government support and strengthen unity and cooperation.
As technicians or mechanics, we need money, and we thank God that the government is coming in to help us. But apart from that, we as mechanics are suffering. We have issues of taxes.
Very good initiative there for the president to come out and help mechanics and garage owners at least, you know, to form circles and also, you know, earn a living from their sweat. And with that, we've come to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Senyomo Yusuf, and I am Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I'm Father Joseph Muchibi, the Director of Communications
and Public Relations, Kampala Archdiocese. Dear people of God, may the mercies of God be with you always. On behalf of His Grace, Jose Mogerere, the Archbishop of Kampala, I convey warm and Christian greetings to the general public. Lubaga Cathedral, the seat of the esteemed Archdiocese, has made a centenary jubilee since her consecration in 1925. This is a sign of God's presence and mercy among His people. The centenary celebrations will take place on October 26, 2025, and will be guided by the theme, "The Temple of God is Sacred, and you are the temple." The Most Reverend Paul Semogerere implores all people of God and goodwill to pray and generously contribute towards the preparation, faithful and successful celebrations of this sacred memorial event. For financial support, use Centenary Bank, account number 31 00 11 71 79. In the name Lubaga Cathedral at 100 years. May God bless your generosity as you donate.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population.